Alright gang, welcome back to our playthrough on Zielonka. You join me, it's now February, the snow is still in forecast, snow is still on the ground, but we're going to do some stuff today. We're going to get some things accomplished. First of all, we've got to get the beet field here all cultivated up so we can put something else in. As you can see, I already have the drill over here ready to go. It's just a matter of us getting this all cultivated up. We're also going to do a few other things. We've got to fertilize the field that we drilled in the last episode, the small carrot field. We got to fertilize that a second time for a second application. And then we've got some other housekeeping things to do, as I would like to call them, where the grapes are maxed out, I believe, in our production over there, our barn production. So we need to flip the greenhouses onto something else, so they're not just making stuff for no reason. So we'll do that here in a few seconds. Let's put that on our worker for now. I think we're good. I think we're lined up pretty good there. So let's do that really quick while we're thinking about it. So if I show you over here, I can show you what I'm talking about. See, the grapes are maxed out. So there's no reason for us to continue to make grapes. So let's make something else. What do we want to make here? Let's do some corn. And we'll turn the corn into the popcorn or whatever, which we were utilizing kind of in the last episode towards the end, but we really didn't do a whole lot with it. So we'll turn it into popcorn. I'm just going to put everything on selling, honestly. We've talked about this before. It's not that big of a deal at this point. Money is really not probably going to be a problem for us moving forward because of so much money that we currently have. And then the money we'll have when we're done with this map is going to be astronomical. So we should be, have plenty of money is what I'm trying to get at for anything that we want to do moving forward. So we need to unload this first and put the fertilizer in there. I think we still have, we have 2 IBCs of fertilizer over here. I did sell the selling grate there. We really only utilized it for, a brief period of time, but I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it was there. I didn't like the way it was sitting there. I didn't like it at all. So temporarily we had it, but I just went ahead and removed it. So maybe we'll think of something else to put there, maybe. But for now, just sold it. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. Today will likely be a little bit of a shorter episode. I kind of told you everything that we have to do today, and it's not much. So if we look at the map here, after we do a quick save here, if we look at the map, we can do contracts in this series, but we haven't really done contracts for a while because we really haven't needed to. This field will be ready to harvest in the next episode, but currently it's not. The rest of our fields, they're still in the growing stages. There's not a whole lot really for us to do there. We need to fertilize this field and this field today. But other than that, we're done, gang. Everything else is done. I mean, we're going to drill this field, clearly, and fertilize that one as well. So lots of fertilizing to do today. But other than that, there's really not a whole lot else for us to do. So I'm going to max out the fertilizer in this thing, and we're going to go get fertilizing right now. We're going to start at the big field over there, and then we'll come back to the small field, and then hopefully at that point we can start beginning to do the drilling over here in the field that we're currently cultivating up, or we have the worker cultivating up for us. Well, yeah, hopefully you're all doing well today. Things are going pretty well here. Just I've been kind of giving these teasers here and there for a while now, but I haven't said it on this series yet. So it's been decided that the first episode of the mini series that's coming out, the mini challenge series that I've been teasing, is going to happen. It'll be, let's see, this is Tuesday, so it'll be, well, this episode's coming out on Tuesday, so it'll be not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. So just under 2 weeks from now, you get the first episode. Now, my members will get a few of those episodes early. They get it early on for being a member, so... but you'll all get it during the normal scheduled process. Week from this Saturday, I guess is how I should say it. A week from this Saturday. So, I'm excited about it, and that will be its home. It'll be on that Saturday, moving forward until either the series is over or until FS22 comes out. Whichever comes first. Hopefully we'll be able to succeed in that one. I've gave myself I think it's a pretty severe challenge, honestly, for what it is, and I'm kind of giving away a little bit more than I want to at this point, but I think it's going to be a lot more difficult than it may seem initially. My members helped me a little bit, trying to figure out, you know, kind of the path forward. I was having a hard time, I guess, making my decision on what would be a realistic challenge that would be difficult, but still potentially attainable by FS25. So I think we found something good. And the problem with this is there's so much snow on the ground here. I really don't know where I have been and have not been. I mean, I kind of have an idea, but it's not the best, right? I didn't do too bad. I didn't do too bad at all. But now, this is where the hard part comes in. I'm going to have to keep looking at the map here, so... and hoping I get most of it. Really like the way that the lakes look, the lake effect with the snow. Really teal color. It's really pretty. Looks like we're going to do an okay job there. Yeah. We're going to call that good. We're going to move on to the small field now and get that done. That should only take a couple of passes because it's such a small field with this wide sprayer. Yep, the worker's going well there, so that's good. Worker should be getting close to being done, I would suspect. Probably a little bit past halfway at this point, I would think, right? Yeah, definitely past halfway. A little more than past halfway. So that's good. This is the field, right? Yeah, this is the field. I'm excited for FS25, man. I think those tornadoes and the hail and all that stuff is going to cause insane mayhem. It's going to make some of these playthroughs legitimately more difficult. Especially if you're playing on hard difficulty and you have a storm like that comes barreling through and you lose a good chunk of your crop. Man, that's brutal. That's definitely going to help with, trying to run any kind of realistic series, right? Now, granted, I mean, tornadoes don't happen everywhere. I guess it really depends on where you are, right? But tornadoes happen sometimes in Ohio. They normally don't, but they occasionally will get a tornado. Every couple of years we'll get one. We've only had a few really big ones. Most of the big ones are in the south, and I'm talking more like Oklahoma area, Kansas. Like, that's more where a lot of the tornadoes actually occur in America, in case you're watching this and you're not in America. It's typically in the middle southwest, mid-southwest, something like that. But we get them in Ohio. We get them in Ohio. We do. We had one come through here. I don't know. It was probably 4 or 5 years ago now. It was somewhere around the COVID period, when COVID was at its peak. And it destroyed a lot of homes in the Dayton area. It was very close to downtown Dayton, Ohio, if you know where that is. If you don't, and you know where Cincinnati, Ohio is, it's about an hour-ish north of Cincinnati. Well, it's not really a big city, but it is a big city in comparison to a lot of things, I guess is what I should say. But in comparison to like Cincinnati, it's not a big city. It's a medium-sized big city, if that makes sense. It's nothing crazy. Actually, I need this over here. I should leave this over here, because we're going to have to spray this field once we drill it, because that drill only has the ability to only do the drilling. It does not have the fertilizer addition to it. So I need to take over for this worker here, because there's a section down here he missed. I would like to start doing the actual drilling, but to do so, I've got to make sure we get all of this section down here touched up, because I don't want to miss anything, and that is a decent size that was missed there, and that probably was my own fault, honestly. But in any case, we need to get this touched up anyway. So we'll get this back up here, back on a worker. Hopefully they continue to go the proper way. And then we can start the drilling. But other than that, gang, we really don't have a whole lot to do. Maybe we can figure out something, but there's not a whole lot left to do. I mean, maybe we could buy that field, 214, but it's not a very big field, and you get all of this stuff, which we're really not going to utilize. I mean, these potentially, these are cheap, and maybe. Yeah, maybe, I guess. Parsnips in there, so I guess we could, excuse me, could get that one. We also could work on, you know, creating another field right here, because we have this land right here that we have yet to do anything with. Maybe that's really what we should do. We're going to put oat in this field, gang. We don't have an oat field at current, so we're going to put oat in there. We can make some nice productions in our barn with oat, so we're going to put some oat in. So I'm going to put a worker on doing this, and I'm going to take over for the cultivation here in just a second. I just want to make sure we have this lined the way that I want here as much as possible. And that I'm hitting everything I want to hit. Yeah, we should be good. We just got this pass and then one more, and then this field will be good to go and ready to be fully drilled. And I think we'll take this over and make another field. I think that's what we're going to do. I mean, one of those other fields is, you know, that's I mean, we could definitely do it, but... And maybe we should still get the parsnip field at least. I don't know, maybe we should do that, because we can have the worker doing the root crops the entire time like we have been. And that's a much better field for root crops anyway. I don't know how many more harvests we're going to do on it. Harvests we're going to do. But, yeah, maybe that's something we do. I'm kind of wishy-washy on that, but maybe. Let me think about it some more. Let's get more of this done here, and we'll make our decision. All right, we got the worker going on that field over there. I don't know how well of a job that they will do, but they're going there anyway. I'm having a lot of issues with trees here. And it's snowing pretty heavily that it's hard to kind of see where you've been. So I had to turn the light on just to see where I was over there when I was trying to do the drilling. It's already kind of hard to see with that specific cultivator and drill setup. They're very similar. So it's hard to figure out, you know, where you've been versus where you haven't. But we'll get through it. We'll get through it one way or another. We'll get through it. So we're going to fertilize this field really quick. It won't take long at all to do this field. This is a very fast process. And then we'll have to kind of just see how the worker did on the other field that we just ended up cultivating up. So awkward shaped field for sure. Probably going to be one where most of it we're going to have to do ourselves, but that's okay. We'll let the worker do what they can do. I think they can do a decent portion of it before they start having issues, because a lot of it there by the road was relatively straight, but there might be still a few misses, I would suspect, in the process there. So we'll have to kind of just monitor the worker here, but we'll get this field done first, and then we'll see where they are and how they're doing. Snow is coming down heavy, gang. Heavy snow right now. Very difficult to see. And we're sliding all over the place, too. But otherwise, things are going well. We're making good progress today. We're getting a lot more done than I actually anticipated. I thought it was going to be a lot shorter of an episode than this, because I really didn't think about doing that field, but I figured at this point we might as well go ahead and do it. We're considering buying another plot of land. Why buy one when we still have the ability to make one right there? Right? Now, I suspect between the next episode and the one after that, it's probably going to be a while. I don't think anything is going to be ready for a significant period of time. Quick save here, but if we look at it, it's going to be field 58, right now at least, 58. And that's pretty much it for a while. So we're going to have to find something to do in the next episode as well in regard to field 58. That, or we just kind of break our rule a little bit and just skip a month or two after we're done harvesting in that field, right? Maybe we harvest it, we spray it, all that stuff, drill it, skip a month, and then do the fertilizing, because we will have fertilizing to do on all of these fields, the second application in the next episode, right? So it's not like that's the only thing we're going to have to do, but I still think it might be a relatively shorter episode, so we'll have to look into it and see what we decide to do. I could always, obviously, if it ends up being long enough with all the fertilizing we have to do between these fields here, and then harvesting that field and re-drilling it, if it comes to it that it's a long enough episode, I can always just do the second application of fertilizer on that field by myself between between the next two episodes or whatever, right? I can easily do that. So I guess it just depends. It just depends on what makes the most sense for us. So if we look at the map, how is the worker doing here? I mean, not great, but not bad either. There's a big strip here we're going to have to fix. There's probably going to be another strip here we have to fix as well. So it could be worse, I suppose, is what I'm trying to get at. But I think after this turn and go back, that's when the issues are really going to start to come into play, because this is just an awkward shape. It's not a straight field by any means. So I think that's going to cause us a little bit of harm. Now, if we look at... So we get the popcorn going. Evidently, we don't have enough popcorn to do anything yet. Corn, excuse me, not popcorn. We don't have enough corn, I guess, flipping over. I don't know if it's overnight or if it's over every hour. I don't recall, but there's no popcorn in here, so it has to be every night then, right? Or every couple of hours. Depends how many cycles there are, I guess. Well, it says there's a bunch of cycles a month. I don't know. Or I don't have the corn. I don't have the corn on distributing. There you go. There's the problem. We have tons of grapes in here. I'm going to turn the grapes off. Should have turned them off earlier. I didn't do it, but we're going to turn them off now because there's 99,000 grapes in there. That's plenty of grapes. Alright, we'll take over for the worker. I'm turning the lights on because I'm kind of kind of blind. So, this is easier for me to see. I mean, I'm not really blind. I used to be blind, and then a long time ago, like 15 years ago. Is it 15 years ago now? Hold on, let me see. How old was I? 12 years ago? 12 years ago, I got my eyes. I got LASIK. I got my eyes lasered. Basically, what it boiled down to is at that point in my career, I didn't make a ton of money. I still don't make a ton of money, but I didn't make a ton of money then. I made pretty much no money then in comparison. And I had paid off my car, and so I was like, well, I can get my eyes fixed for pretty much another 2 years of my car payment, so I decided to do that. I thought it was a smart investment, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's the smartest investment I ever made. The smartest investment I ever made in my entire life. Not that there's anything wrong with wearing glasses or anything like that, but I just, I mean, glasses are kind of in right now, but for me, it just, you know, it was the best move I ever did. It took me, I don't know if anybody's had it done before. I'm sure somebody has, but that's watching. But it took about like a minute and a half, I think, total, in and out. It's crazy. It is crazy how fast it is and how they were able to fix it. Now, I think they've obviously they have. They've improved the surgery. When I got it done, they were still basically, sorry if this is too much for you, but they were still cutting the front of the eyelid, cutting a flap basically into it, and then you laser your eyes and they put the flap back on, and then it heals itself eventually, right? So they were still doing that when I got it done, if that tells you how long ago it was. But yeah, it was no interest for 24 months or whatever it was, and it ended up being almost to the T the exact payment I was paying on my card at that time. And so since I had paid that off, I'm like, well, this is just, in my opinion, this is a no-brainer for me. Let's just get it done now. I've wanted to get it done for years. Let's just get it done now, and I don't have to worry about it. Why did I get to talking about my eyes? I guess because of it was because of the ground. I couldn't see. That's what it was. And I was talking about how, well, no, technically I should be able to see because I've got, now that I have them lasered, I have perfect 20/20. And for a while I had better than 20/20 when it first happened. But they said it would obviously even out, and it has since then, but... It's quite a procedure, though, man. I mean, it's so fast and short, but then you pretty much are supposed to, and I did. I had somebody pick me up. Obviously, you can't drive home after that, but you're not supposed to open your eyes for like 24 hours. So, and I didn't. But it was just crazy to me that I went in. I mean, I was pretty blind, gang. I'm going to admit that to you. I could see close up. I could not see far away at all. I mean, the letters would have to be gigantic for me to see them, really. Or I had to be close enough to them to see it. But after that short period of time, I went in. I obviously didn't have contacts or glasses in. I mostly wore contacts my whole life. And so I went in, and they're like, hey, we're done. I'm like, what? Like a minute and a half later. And at that point, I did open my eyes because they told me to open my eyes and make sure that I could. I mean, it was going to be blurry, and it was a little bit blurry. But make sure I could see, you know, a couple of things, basically just their initial checks or whatever. And then I kept my eyes closed for the rest of the night, all through the morning, and then I went back later that next day, and they checked everything out, and they're like, yep, everything's good. Had to use some artificial tears for a while because your tear ducts, at least at this point, they basically got burnt a little bit, and so they would not produce as many tears as they should have. So you had to keep your eyes obviously moisturized. So you had to get artificial tears to put in your eyes every couple of hours, and I mean all of that basically occurred for like the tears I think happened for like a month, and then they kind of started fixing themselves and healing themselves. So this is not Farming Simulator. I don't know. You came here to talk to me to watch Farming Simulator, and I'm talking to you about eyes. Anyway, we're moving on. We're not talking about eyes anymore. I'm sorry, gang. Alright, we're nearly done with this field here, gang, and we just got to spray it, and then we're pretty much all said and done. And now we're getting to the points where there's some of the awkward, you know, areas where part of it's been drilled and part of it hasn't because it's weird shapes. So do the best I can here to make sure I get all of this touched up and that we don't miss anything. Let's see how I'm doing right now. Yep. We're doing pretty good. It's maybe 2 or 3 more passes and we'll be done here. I was able to get that section over there without missing anything, which is a miracle. Realistically, I probably should have knocked this tree down and just kept on cultivating, but oh well. Too late now. So the time of this recording, it's poker night for me, even though you're watching it on Tuesday. I play poker on Thursday nights in a league. So it's poker night for me. I'm pretty excited about that. Been looking forward to poker night for a little while. It's fun, if you like poker at least. It's a fun league. It's not too expensive. $30 a week. Part of that money goes towards the end of the season finale, where you don't, as long as you qualify, you have to get to a certain bar line of number of people above a number of people, or you've had to finish in the top 3 one week, first, second, or third, and then you automatically qualify. But as long as you're above that bar, you get entered into that final tournament for free. So, well, it's not really free, but they basically take the money, like I said, part of the money from every week's entry towards that. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I'm not that good at poker. I just enjoy playing. It's fun. I am going to soon, relatively soon, get into... It's in January, technically. The place that I play at, they're doing so the place I play at is like a members club, basically, and they have places all around the United States. And in January, they do a tournament out there for all of them. So that's the first time. This is going to be the first time I've ever done this. And ever been in this size of a tournament by any means, so I'm interested to see how I do in that. I suspect I'm not going to do that great, but it's going to be fun nonetheless. So out in Vegas, old Vegas specifically. A couple people I play poker with that I know in the league that I'm in that enjoy it, they're all going as well. So this is going to be fun. It'll be a fun little trip. And again, I'm off tangent. I'm not talking about farming. I'm talking about other random life stuff. So apologies, but anyway. Those of you that enjoy hearing that, there you go. You got some today. So it should just be another pass or 2 up here, and we should be done here, gang. Hopefully, as long as I didn't miss anything. Like I said, it's difficult to see if the snow and the ground difference here. It's more difficult to figure out where you've been, but... I think we pretty much have it covered here. This might probably be the last one here. One more quick turn right there of something that I missed there, but otherwise I think we got it all. But we'll check the map. The map will be the one that'll really tell us how I did. Alright. Map. I did good. Let's fold this thing up. I'll put this away here in a little bit. Let's get into the sprayer here, and let's get the rest of this field sprayed with the first application of fertilizer. And we'll be done. Oh, shoot. Alright, there we go. Forgot to turn it on the full width. Still had it on the shorter width from the last field. I thought I had already set that up, but clearly I did not. Would have just completely destroyed that in real life. That's the stuff I wish that they would put in. Some, like, just a, you know, just a setting that's super realistic, where if you do something like that and it just destroys it, damages it to more of an extent than what normal damage is. Normal wear and tear damage is just based off of usage, but I want actual, like, you run into something, you're damaging whatever it is you're utilizing, or you hit something, you know, whatever. That's what I wanted to see. I don't think it's going to happen, at least not yet, but that's what I want to see in this series in the future. In the Farming Simulator series in the future, I should say. But I could be wrong. Perhaps they will put something like that in here, since they got the tornadoes and everything, but who knows. So, gang, I'll get the rest of this all done. It shouldn't take me too long at all to do this. I mean, I'm pretty much done. I'm all the way down here to the end. It's really just one more pass and then a quick touch-up, and then this is all taken care of. So we'll leave the episode there, gang. I hope you all enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button if you're new. It's free. It helps me out a ton. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, or ideas, feel free to let me know down below in the comments. I'm happy to get back to you on those. Make sure you check out my other channel, Zorch Entertainment, for other gameplay playthroughs and challenges of that nature that's not Farming Simulator. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers there, about 845-ish at the time of this recording. Would love your and appreciate your support there as well. But again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll catch each and every single one of you in the next episode.